Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the all-new Skoda Kodiaq for 2024. And in front of us is the Sportline version. It's more spacious, it's more practical, more sustainable, and has a lot of technology inside there that we're going to go through. Let's start with the design. As you can see here, we have the side curtain, which helps with the drag coefficient. So when it comes to efficiency, we're looking at around 0.28 drag coefficient numbers. And we have the new top hexagonal matrix LED lights as well, which looks really cool. And then we come all the way here, we have the light bar that goes across the front there. This chrome finishing as well. We have the new 2D design logo on the front of the car. Just looks really nice and sharp, and the bonnet is very sculptured, again, just allowing for aerodynamic nature of the car itself. So it looks really nice. I think it looks sharp. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but let's have a look at the side of the car. On the side, we have these squared off wheel arches, and on the sports version, we have a 20-inch alloy on there. This is designed as well to be aerodynamically friendly, and if you get the Sportline, you get the Sportline badge on the side as well. So just extra detail for you if you were to get the Sportline version. So moving further on the side, there's no fancy door handles or anything like that, no fancy door mirrors or anything. It's just there as it is. It's quite flat when you look at it, but on the Sportline as well, you get color-coded lower area of the side of the car. And then we'll move towards the back of the car. Depending on which one you go for, so this is a diesel version here. There's also going to be petrol and all new hybrid version as well, which will give you up to 60 miles on the WLTP on all electric alone. So that's going to be something that people that are looking for practicality would really enjoy. On the Sportline, the D pillar is also finished in a nice chrome black finishing. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that, but that's what you get as part of the Sportline pack. And then moving on further to the back of the car, we have this C-shaped tail lights, again LED lights, which looks really good. I love the red bar that goes across. We also get the new lettering as well in terms of the logo and the design of the car. Again, the Sportline here. We've got the bottom area here, which looks sporty as well, just adds to the sport nature of it. So this is 4x4 as well. So this is one of those cars that's capable of helping you explore during the day-to-day stuff, dropping kids to school, going shopping. But you can also take this off-road as well if you really need to do so. And then we have the Kodiaq badge on the back as well. I love the way it slopes down on the back as well. This is again for the aerodynamic nature of the car, because the car kind of just slopes all the way back as you move towards further back of the car. You got the roof rail as well if you're going to get adventurers and mounts, different things, different accessories, you can do so as well. Let's take a look at the boot space, because this is also bigger than the predecessor, which is very important. So if you go for the 5-seater, the space is growing by 75 litres to 910 litres. That's without folding the rear seats. But if you get 7-seater like this one, you're looking at 340 litres behind the third row without folding the seat. So you also get some accessories as well that stops things from moving around in the car, which is pretty cool. I think we've seen that before with the ID Buzz, maybe. Anyway, that's something that's really cool on there for practicality. All right, so in the back seats, it feels very roomy and also very premium. So as well as this car being longer by 61 millimeters, the headroom's also been increased by 15 millimeters. So with that, it just means it's a lot more roomier. So when you sit here, it's a lot comfortable. You got cup holders here to store your cups and bottles and stuff. There's 2 USB-C ports here. And I believe the USB-C port charging here is 45 watts, which is super fast in the grand scheme of things, considering most smartphones now support faster charging and PD charging. You got this holders here to support your tablet devices, so you can stretch this and open the holders wider if you need to do so. I think you can detach them as well if you don't want them there at all. And you get the usual stuff like document holder and passport holder and whatnot, climate control at the back, and it just feels really nice and roomy. I really like it. There's also a panoramic sunroof here, which adds to that roominess and the feeling in here. So that way, when it's nice and sunny outside, you can open it up and just feel the space when you sat in here. And I love the material. It's just got a nice finishing in here. Yeah, feels very premium. Let's not forget the good old armrest as well with cup holders there. And yeah, it's just really nice in here. And hang on, there's also a little bin holder accessory thing on the side. Love it. Up front for the driver's cabin and the passenger cabin here, it's full of tech and again, premium materials. We have this nice, soft Alcantara looking feeling material. We have head-up display for the first time as an option. We have a big 12.8, well, let's just say a 13-inch display. There's a 10-inch instrument cluster in front of us. There's this haptic feedback climate control knobs here as well. There's dual wireless charging here, which is 15 watts, and it also cools the device as well as you're charging it. There's more roomier console in the center here to store things, and I love the ambient lighting as well, and they've just got that you know, matte finish chrome look on here as well, same as the badge on the steering, just to give it that premium look up front here. But let me not digress too much. Let's get in a bit more detail and see what you actually get here. So to get into more details, let's start with these two USB-C ports here. So these will power laptops, for example, because they can supply up to 45 watts of power output. By the way, I said the back ones are 45 watts, but the back ones for the passengers are 15 watts. And the wireless charging here are 15 watts as well, which is really good. I'm not sure what this is for, maybe for wiping screens and stuff, because it's got the sort of leather finishing. That's interesting. Moving on to the little dials here. So we have these three dials, which are smart dials. And what's cool about this is, whilst being able to adjust your things like your climate control and stuff like that, the center dial can also be customized to do different things. So at the moment, it's customized to climate control, volume control, some sat nav and stuff like that. But you can customize that as well to do different functions, maybe other functions as well. All right, moving over to the center console. This is a huge console, so 13-inch console here. There's also an optional 10-inch console as well. So that would depend on which variant of this car you go for, will determine which size you can actually have. But this is the bigger version, which is huge. This supports Android Auto, supports Apple CarPlay as well. And so let's just go through it. So on home screen, nice and intuitive, very, very responsive. There's no issues there at all. You get DAB digital radio as well. We press this car button here, it gives us all the extra options. So we've got vehicle settings, so we can have a look at things like mirrors, headlights, comfort, tires. Look at the interior, we can change things like the head-up display settings, driving data, interior lighting, so for the ambient control, and seats as well. Let's look at the seats. So we've got packed driver seats for convenient entry settings. Come back out, go back to the exterior settings, so you can see the headlights there. We can change things like the dynamic light assistant for when you're driving on a motorway and stuff like that. So plenty of options there in terms of the headlight settings. And then go back out to cars. We can look at the assistance settings, because this is all your safety settings. So you got lane assist for lane keep system, got speed warning, attention monitor, drowsiness monitor as well. So when you get tired in the car, front assist, you got your adaptive cruise control settings, eco assist as well, side assist, which is, I believe this is new, but don't quote me on that, but it's got lane change system with side assist, and then trailer detection, which is pretty cool. So when you got something hooked up to the car, it will detect that you've got that to adjust things accordingly. In fact, let's go into this and see what else we get here. So you got active, steering wheel vibration. If you go into stuff like the adaptive cruise control, you can see speed limit response and road layout response as well. So loads of safety options there for you if you need that. And then if we go back out, we've got things like parking, so park assist systems. So you can see all the camera around the car, as you can see there. You can also remotely park this from the outside as well using the key fob, I believe. So if you go to park assist there, it won't work in here because obviously we're parked up, we're inside this building here, which is pretty cool. And then we come back out. Go back home to the car settings. We've got smart dials. This is where you can adjust what the center button can do. So the smart dial in the center, you can select different things here. So you can say, let's just deselect volume, so we can do smart climate instead. You can deselect map zoom and do air direction instead. So you can do that to what you want it to do based on what you've got here. So it's not fully customizable in terms of selecting whatever you want. You do get these options here though. So we come back out again, you've got users, you can have different users, driving profile as well. So go back here, we can have eco, comfort, normal, sports, off-roading, snow, and individual. So this is a fully capable car in terms of going off-roading as well if you need to do so. We'll come back out. We have things like background lighting, seat settings. Let me go to seat settings, because I think you can also opt for seat massage as well, but there's nothing on here telling me that right now. So let's go back out to the main screen. We've got sound settings. So we have Canton sound system here, so 14 speaker system, which means you can adjust things like all this mid-treble, mid-bass, subwoofer. So if you know what you're doing, you can adjust those to suit your preference. And then scroll across, we have things like more settings, go to shop and buy more things like apps and stuff like that. This is always connected, so you'll be able to have things like over-the-air updates, got mobile devices for connectivity when it comes to things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so on. By the way, I love this little Qi charging logo on the side, so it tells you that I've got two devices charging right now at the same time. That is pretty cool. Auto start stop off there, then some dynamics when it comes to steering angle and so on. So this will be useful for when you're doing your off-roading. So hill decline control there. You can press it when you're actually driving and so on. Quick button here as well for parking stuff. This is fully capable. It's got all the options that you need. And I love that you got the quick settings right at the bottom there. So you don't have to dig too far into the control panel and stuff like that to control anything. Here we are, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. In front of the driver, let's start with the steering. So we get some quick control buttons here. I love this little dial knob here as well, which is really cool. You can use that to adjust volume on the left side. On the right side, you can adjust things like your map. So you can adjust the way how much is zoomed in and so on. You can even press it as well for different things and adjust the dynamic instrument cluster that we have here. We have heated steering wheel in this one, which is really nice. It just feels really nice and comfortable. You can also adjust it manually. Unfortunately, this is not going to be electronically controlled. And then we have the instrument cluster, which can adjust things as well and what you can actually see on there. So for example, if you press this, we can adjust what displays in that center area there, so you can have map and compass and so on and so forth. But the whole point of this is dynamic, and it's very useful. It's a lot more useful than it used to be. And like I said before, we get that optional head-up display, which is up there, which we can't really see on the camera right now, but I can see it in front of me, which will display all the important information that you need to know and so on. But if I'm just sat here just looking around, there's good visibility all around the car. The pillars aren't blocking me in any way, and I love the materials. I love the finish in here. I think it feels very premium in general, all at the front here. In terms of the second generation Kodiaq, we have different powertrains available. So you have the plug-in hybrid powertrain for the Kodiaq, which is the Kodiaq IV, and it offers a system output of 150 kilowatts. So you're looking at 204 horsepower, and you have an all-electric range that you can do. So you're looking at 60 miles, so about 100 kilometers that I said at the start on the WLTP. And you have the mild hybrid technology that comes in the entry-level 1.5 TSI with 110 kilowatts. So you're looking at 150 horsepower. There's also going to be a 2-liter TSI petrol unit, which will give you 204 horsepower. And there's going to be two 2-liter TDI diesel versions with 150 horsepower and 193 horsepower respectively. So that basically just completes the range in terms of what you can get. The top petrol engine and top diesel will come with all-wheel drive as standard, so you're looking at that 4x4, and all engines will give you that DSG transmission as well. So this will be nice and responsive in terms of gear shifting and so on, and it should be powerful enough as well just to drive around town. To add to the practical nature of the car, there's also 50 kilowatt charging as well, DC charging when it comes to the plug-in hybrid version. Just makes it extra practical. It means you can plug it in very quickly and you can just top it up on the go. So that basically wraps up what the car's all about, just in a nutshell. And if I've missed anything, just ask me in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer your questions. But in the meantime, I hope you've liked the video. Let me know what you think of the car. I think it's pretty cool. I really like it. I think my favorite part of the car is the back and the front of the car. The side, not so much, but it still looks good and it's very practical and sustainable as well. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. But if this is your first time around here, please subscribe, smash the bell notification as well, share it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.